Speculoos is a type of spice short crust cookie, resembling gingerbread. The caramelised sugar and spices make it one of the best cookies to go with your coffee. For those of you who want to get started on the speculoos, I have 3 options ready. The traditional version, ideal alongside your coffee or tea, the colourful man-shaped decorated cookies, or the spreadable version which can be used as a delicious paste on a toast. Most of the time, it's the simplest things which are the best. And that's no different here. With only 5 ingredients, you can conjure up a cookie tin filled with delicious speculoos in no time. I'm starting with the flour, obviously. I'm using 300 grams. Because you should leave the dough for speculoos to rise, I'm adding some baking powder to the flour. A small spoon will do. Let's say about 10 grams. Everything goes into a mixing bowl, so no need for a kitchen robot, just 2 firm hands. That's our flour. I'm also using Stork, 150 grams. And I'll crumble it into small pieces. An equal amount of sugar for this dough, and in the case of speculoos, I'm using caramelised sugar, so dark brown sugar. (150 grams), and now for the most special ingredient of speculoos, the famous speculoos spices. Originally a mixture of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger and clove. And let us say, depending on your personal taste, you can vary somewhere between 10 and 20 grams of these spices. I'm going for a hearty speculoos, so I'm adding the full 20 grams. And that's it, actually. We can add everything to our bowl in a jiffy, and then it's up to these hands to do the work. You immediately notice that the crystallizing of the sugar and the smell of the spices will no doubt make for fantastic speculoos cookies. Gradually, you'll notice that the heat of your hands will make the stalk stick together with all the other components. And for the final part, I'm using a wooden board, making it possible to really get the kneading going and to let the flour do its work in this speculoos. Here you are, one nice big hole. Just including every bit of crumb, and the dough for our speculoos is completely ready. And to prevent the speculoos from breaking or drying up, I'll wrap it in some plastic foil. It's as simple as that. And now it's totally ready to leave to set in the fridge. And while our dough is setting in the fridge, I'm already preparing the baking tray. And for this, I use a simple trick to prevent our baking paper from sliding, giving the corners of the baking tray a good layer of Stork. Maybe some in the middle too. A large sheet of baking paper. Just cut it, and this is where a sharp knife comes in handy, like that. And look, that's not going anywhere. Perfect to start. And so I'm totally ready to roll out our dough. And yes, that half hour in the fridge has made the stalk solid again, providing a firm dough which I can roll out nicely now. And then, of course, the good old rolling pin. Always start from the middle, and certainly in the case of speculoos cookies, we don't need to go too thin. Doesn't everybody want their speculoos nice and crusty on the outside, yet still a little bit soft on the inside? And then we need to be careful. And as you can see in my case, if it crumbles too much, you can easily cut it in two, decreasing the risk of breaking the whole lot. Now look at that. And now the speculoos is ready to hit the preheated oven at a temperature of 185 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes. From this, we can make the ultimate spread in no time. The foundation is easy. We start from the speculoos on the baking tray, and you'll need to harden your heart for this, so not for the faint-hearted for this part. Now, we have to crush the speculoos, resulting in this crumbled speculoos, which will smooth down till it becomes a nice paste. Now, not only through very strong coffee, but also with a little bit of milk. And with an eye to the shelf life of our speculoos spread, we'll use condensed milk. While the crumbs are cooling down, we can get started on a strong coffee. The French way, with our French press. All right, coffee's ready. I've got the condensed milk, non-sweetened in this case, because we already have plenty of crystallized sugar in our speculoos. Now, the only thing we still need to do is crush up the lot. The proportions are simple: 2/3 of solid mass, our speculoos, 1/3 fluid, half of it coffee, the other half milk, but you can vary to your liking. Now we can start with the first bit, speculoos, a bit of milk, and then the coffee, which may well still be a bit warm because it helps to break down the cookies for the soft paste we're after. We want a lot of speculoos paste, so this is just the start. And again, our speculoos. And just the right amount of coffee and milk, and just the right mixing time till we get this paste-like thickness. The same consistency as chocolate spread, but with speculoos here. Now, we have to make sure it looks great. And what's more suitable than a glass jar? There we go. Nicely aiming for the middle. And ready. I'd say let it set for another hour in the fridge and our spread will be completely ready to consume. But maybe it's better to put it to the test already, wouldn't you think? See if it matches the expectations. I think it does, but you're never totally sure, are you? Yep. Passes the test easily. Absolutely delicious. Let's leave the rest to set.